Love great dollar store finds? We do too. Now, who doesn't love a bargain? And your local dollar store, or close as you can get to a dollar at it.
And today and every Wednesday we share our unbelievable DVD finds. And this week we found Antboy 3, the final chapter.
Yes!
Can you believe it?
No, I'm so excited.
Yes.
And this time Antboy is considering retirement, yes. As a preteen or teen, he's considering retirement now. And he's become older, and the town is seemingly safe from crime. That's an illusion, because that is until a new mysterious hero on the scene attempts to take the place of Antboy. Could this be the plan of the Flea returning to a life of villainy?
Let's see. And be sure to like and comment, and thank you for subscribing and watching. We appreciate your support.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. And yes, this does sound like a Batman episode or a Batman movie, and I think it's meant to.
Right. And we get that the title and the whole idea of Antboy was sort of like a kiddie version of Spider-Man. And for the most part, they did well. Again, I still would like to read the original comics.
Yes.
Definitely they have it translated in English and see how it was, because clearly they did well enough for them to re-release it with the movie, because we even saw an advertisement for this on one of the discs.
Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Antboy, it's a comic book series that originated in Scandinavia, became this 3-part or 3-movie series,
right,
and has been dubbed for the Western world.
Yes. Now, for this one, as you said, Antboy is now older. And
they're all older.
They're all older. Yes, they're all older. I think they're all in their teens now. Mm-hmm. And I think they're supposed to be older, like maybe close to 18.
Older.
Right. But I think they really wanted to do another film before they either decided they didn't want to do it anymore, or they chose, they were considered too old, or chose not to do it, or had other things, so they decided to do one not too long after the second one.
I'm really glad they did this one, because if you've heard our podcast or review on the second movie, we weren't too pleased. The first one was great. Mm-hmm. This one improved from the second one. So it was really great that they did a third, and it looks like at this time a final movie.
Right. And it also had a lot of improvements for the cinematography. It looks a little brighter.
Yes, definitely.
They have way more adults in here than the second film.
Yes, finally.
They
it wasn't like Charlie Brown.
Right.
Womp, womp, womp.
They had the parents and teachers, the mayor, someone in charge of a company. There were plenty of adults in here this time, which was great.
And they had a new villain. Not the Flea, as in the first movie and possibly the second movie, but in this one there's actually a new villain. A new female villain. Who is wicked.
Right. And a new hero who so that becomes like the two sources of conflict.
And we shan't reveal the
Right. And the one joke that they were also missing in the second film was that they always give a lot of these shout outs to other Marvel and DC characters, so they kind of kept thinking of who this new hero could be, and they kept saying the unnamed hero. That was the name, the unnamed hero, like something from MHA. And another thing here is that this movie came around about 2016, I believe, and there's this other subplot with Antboy's friend where he decided he no longer wants to be in comics. You don't know why. You'll find out later. But suddenly he's selling his collection. He wants to use the money to go to see his girlfriend now. I guess he wants to put away the superhero stuff for good.
And he's lost his mind. That's a big collector's no-no.
Right. And yeah, he said, oh, I'm done with superheroes. I want to sell it. I want to use the money for something else. And the only time it's usually done is if they need it for an emergency and they have to sell it because they need the money. Right. But for this movie, they kind of just state that he acts really weird. He doesn't, suddenly he's just no longer, hypothetically, apathetic, where he doesn't want to be involved with superheroes. He doesn't want to help Antboy anymore. He just wants to be, I guess, quote unquote, a normal kid. Right. And the weird part is that they had the storyline in 2016, and it's like, you picked the worst time to stop being the superheroes because this is when the MCU was getting off the ground. This is when MHA came out. This is when you had a bunch of animated series doing well. This is when we had the superhero boom, and you decide now of all times, oh, I'm done with superheroes.
Well, I guess in Scandinavia they didn't understand that, so they found out probably after this movie.
Right. It's like, we could have done even more films after this.
Now, this movie also gave a message about second chances, which was a great message.
Yes.
And it was a really good subplot that went on with that we won't tell you about, but we can tell you it really made the movie very interesting. And there were a few plot twists we didn't see coming. Again, this was such a big step up from movie 2. Right. To me, Antboy and Antboy 3 are the best out of this 3-part trilogy.
Yes. And I like to say that the Flea is probably the best written antagonist, semi-antagonist of this series, because how he starts off from film 1 to film 3 is actually something that is written here. It's very well developed, it's believable, it fits into the message of second chances, and you really weren't sure how the story was going to go with him, because you kept having new villains. You didn't know he was going to be involved or not.
Right.
Because with this new female villain, it really changes things.
And she's a big bad villain, and it's not like a joke villain or a joke scenario. It really gets ugly. It really gets intense when they're trying to take her down. So again, they take out the franchise with this wonderful ending to this 3-part trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is better than the second one, so they improved with each one. And the way this ends, there's not a cliffhanger. You really get an ending, and you're like, really, is this the end of it?
Right.
You hope maybe they'll plan on doing another movie later, maybe with them as adults.
Yeah, they do.
That would be great.
Right. They
But
do kind of leave that there too.
But you get an ending to this. There is an ending, and they're still with their girlfriends, and the parents are still there. And the best part of this is there are no deaths of parents or main characters.
That's
Everyone
true.
makes it to the end of the series.
Right, and that's actually a breath of fresh air, because we know some people think that you must have some type of death because that's what inspires the hero, but not all the time. You don't need it all the time, so I'm glad that this changed that formula for once.
So, do we think this is a bargain? Yes, absolutely. As you mentioned, you can get 1, 2, and 3 for under $1 with tax wherever you live at your local dollar store. Pick it up, give it a try, especially if you love superheroes as much as we do. Then let us know what you think in the comments below. Have you already seen this trilogy as well as number 3? What are your thoughts? Tell us in the comments. And also, what great deals have you found this week? Give us the good news below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos on your favorite anime series, animated shows, and all things animation.
And that brings our coverage of the Antboy trilogy to a close. Stay tuned next week for another great dollar store find.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.